coming up tonight on our news.
The Attorney General and co-chair of the Yes campaign responds to criticisms of the gender equality bills. That story coming up.
A former Attorney General voices concern over a civil war as he calls for all children born in the Bahamas to be automatically entitled to citizenship. And one activist agrees.
Welcome to our news. I'm Christina McNeil. Thanks for joining us. Topping news tonight as the hunt continues for the gunman who shot 78-year-old Charles Mccartney 5 times over the weekend. Those who served alongside the retired lawyer in the Rotary Club of West Nassau expressed outrage today over the senseless shooting. Vonique Toot joins me in studio with the latest on this story. Vonique?
Christina, as police investigations continue into Mccartney's shooting, Rotarians are speaking out tonight on what they call a terrible act of violence. It's not the first time the Mccartney family has been affected by violent crime.
I still can't come to terms with it. My only sister. She's had a pretty good life. You know, there's so many people was here would testify to that, but still. You know, it's a tragic situation. Never thought that something like that would happen.
With tears in his eyes, Charles Mccartney watched in shock back in July 2014 as police removed his 73-year-old sister, Maud McCartney's badly burnt body from her Collins Avenue home. Authorities later revealed they were investigating her death as a murder. Now, nearly 2 years later, the 78-year-old Rotarian is clinging to life in hospital after a gunman broke into his West Bay Street home early Saturday morning and shot him 5 times.
It's damn scary. It's very scary knowing that it could have easily be one of us. And Charlie is really one of our most respected Rotarians for years, over 40 years membership in our club. And he's such a giving person. Even though he's been in a club so many years, he's still very active. And for this to happen, just on Thursday we saw him, his usual jovial self. And for someone just to come and shoot a man in his house.
Fellow Rotarian William Wong says he visited McCartney in hospital yesterday after he underwent surgery.
He's doing well. He's hanging in. He's lost a lot of blood. He's unable to talk because he has all these tubes in his throat. But he recognizes us and he's making these facial gestures that he's famous for. So we know he hears what we're saying. He hears our prayers. I'll be praying for him.
Craig Butler, who has also worked alongside McCartney in the Rotary Club of West Nassau, says the bloodshed must stop.
A man can be in his home, lying down in his bed in the middle of the night and hear a noise and go to investigate that noise. And when he does, you know, he is shot and he's almost lost. You know, something needs to be done. We need to have some form of national plan where we need to come together as a people because I need to feel safe, you need to feel safe, our children need to feel safe.
McCartney's family has appealed for blood donations. Wong says the response so far has been overwhelming.
So the response from the Rotary membership has been absolutely awesome. Even though the members are not in our club, we have 8 clubs in the Bahamas, like 6 or 7 in Nassau. They all know Charlie. So when the call came up for blood, we were really, really swamped. And we still need blood, so we're encouraging those Rotarians, if you haven't done so, come on, don't be a sissy. Come down and give some blood. It's not going to hurt.
Blood donations for McCartney are being accepted at Princess Margaret Hospital's blood bank. Back to you, Christina.
Thanks, Vonique. Well, the country's conviction rate more than doubled between 2012 and 2016, according to Attorney General Allison Maynard Gibson, who says the number of cases being heard has also increased.
Conviction rates doubled from 31% in 2012 to 69% as of March 2016. And 114 more matters disposed of in 2015 than were disposed of in 2012.
Maynard Gibson also says the backlog is down.
The backlog, Madam President, has decreased from, in 2012, 1,059 matters to 2015 down to 789 matters, and year to date down to 737 matters. Relevant determinations are made in respect of these matters, including whether or not they ought to be discontinued, whether there ought to be a plea entered in respect of them, and we welcome, Madam President, to the table stakeholders who understand that the court's precious time ought to be utilized by matters that are deserving of the court's precious time.
The Attorney General says the latest figures prove things are headed in the right direction.
And it shows success of the Swift Justice Initiative on behalf of the Bahamian people.
Well, meantime, Maynard Gibson and co-chair of the Yes campaign, Lady Sharon Wilson, are insisting they are not overly concerned by the recent push by a group of pastors who are urging Bahamians to vote no on one of the gender equality bills. Our Jasmine Brown tells us more.
Both women say despite the ongoing misconceptions, they believe the message is clear and that voters will turn out to vote yes. Maynard Gibson says while she is surprised that there is still an ongoing argument concerning Bill 4, she is confident that voters are better educated about what the bill really means.
The wonderful thing about a democracy is that those who genuinely have questions, they will be answered. And then, of course, in a democracy where those who are deliberate or otherwise in spreading misinformation, that is their right. The Bahamian people are very wise, and I believe that the Bahamian people can't wait to make it very clear that we believe in equality for our sons and daughters.
Bill 4 would make it unconstitutional to discriminate based on sex. On Sunday, the group of pastors insisted Bill 4 has nothing to do with gender equality and instead would pave the way for same-sex marriage in the Bahamas. They launched a campaign urging people to vote no to that particular question. The AG says that is not the case.
The facts are as follows. These bills are about a few simple things to do with equality for our sons and daughters. It's as simple as that. They do not in any way bring about same-sex marriage. The law is very clear on that. Marriage in the Bahamas is a union between a man and a woman. It is as simple as that.
Meantime, Wilson, who is also the president of the Senate, said she does not believe the pastor's campaign against Bill 4 will have an impact on voting for that bill and the remaining bills.
We do believe that they are all in the interest of the Bahamian people. We do believe, too, that we do understand, I believe, the concerns which are being expressed as regards Bill number 4. I feel, however, that they can be addressed very reasonably, and by that I mean with good reasons that can quell and just bring an end to the concerns which are being expressed.
The referendum is set for June 7th. Reporting for our news, I'm Jasmine Brown.
Thanks, Jasmine. Well, an uprising by those in the Haitian Bahamian community who have been left stateless by the country's citizenship laws could happen, according to local talk show host and activist Luby Georges. He's speaking out after former Attorney General Alfred Sears said all Bahamian children born in the Bahamas should automatically become citizens. Dana Smith has more.
Sears said if the citizenship issue is not addressed, we're going to have a civil war in the Bahamas, charging that it is his fundamental view that if you're born here, you should be a citizen. And George said he agrees, explaining an uprising could be an option to some.
Bahamians, Jamaicans, and Haitians would jump on a boat in Freeport and try to smuggle themselves into America because they need to survive, and they feel, and people will do what they have to do. And if it means a few of us not me, but if it means a few of them getting together, uprising and doing whatever they think they need to do because they've tried everything else, then maybe, just maybe, that may become an avenue or an option for some people. It is that serious. It is that serious.
Although children of Haitian parents born outside of Haiti have an automatic right to Haitian citizenship, their children do not. They are also not entitled to Bahamian citizenship, but can apply at age 18. This issue of stateless people, George said, has been a long-standing problem, and they often face a number of challenges, with things as simple as opening a bank account or getting a job.
These persons, man, they are not living. They're simply existing. They're here, but they're not here. Living in a country, especially the country of your birth, should mean that you have opportunities afforded to you. You know, you should have access to healthcare the way that you would want. You should have access to education the way that you should want.
Georges noted there's a fear among some about Haitians taking over the country. But in reality, he said, the Bahamas-born stateless people are just fighting for something that he believes should be rightfully theirs.
A lot of Bahamians are afraid of this Haitian takeover, when in fact, you know, nothing can be further from the truth. Persons who are born here to Haitian parents, these persons are in our faces every day. They are our neighbors. They are at the same grocery stores, at the same gas stations, in the same classrooms as us. And so, to some extent, they are Bahamian culturally. They simply do not have that paper or that document to support them being Bahamian, and so they cannot enjoy certain rights. But in their minds and in their hearts, don't mind them screaming out all of this foolishness about being Haitian and Haiti this and Haiti that. None of them wants to go to Haiti.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Dana Smith.